This is a quick intro on how to play St. Patrick's Day Trivia Tycoon, as well as how to change the categories and questions in the template. To start, you can go ahead and open the Trivia Tycoon PowerPoint file. There are two versions, one with the scoreboard and one without a scoreboard. Each version has 3 sound options: normal, low, and no sound. In order for the scoreboard to work correctly, you will have to enable macros. There is a file included in your order with tips on how to enable macros on your PC. If you are unable to use macros, you can use the version without a scoreboard and just keep track of the score manually. Once you have the file open, you can start the slideshow from the beginning. I've included an optional black slide that you can use to have the game up but not visible until you click on the slide. You can delete the slide if you would rather have the game start immediately. There is a quick intro, and once you're at the main screen, click Play Game. The first slide lets you enter the player or team names. Simply type the names in for 2, 3, or 4 players and then click Play. The game starts with instructions on how to play. You will pick a category and question value and will then be given a clue with 10 seconds to answer it. Remember, the questions get tougher as the value goes up. If you answer correctly, you'll get the value of that question added to your score. If you answer wrong, the value will be subtracted from your score. The instructions also share an example to give players an idea of how the game is played. Once you've gone over the instructions, click Let's Play to begin. The first player will choose a category and question value. The clue will automatically appear and then the timer will start immediately after. They have 10 seconds to call out their answer in the form of a question. Once the time runs out, you as the host will click on correct if they got it or wrong if they didn't. If they guess the right answer, the question value will be added to their score and it will automatically bring you to the main board and they can choose another question. If they answer wrong, the question value will be subtracted from their score and it's the next player's turn. You do also have the option to click Show Answer to stop the timer early. The board includes one Lucky Leprechaun. The player that finds it will have the chance to choose how much money they'll gain or lose depending on their answer. They can bet any amount as long as it doesn't exceed their current score. So for example, if their score is 1,000, they can bet anywhere between 100 and 1,000. To enter the bet, use the 100 and 1,000 buttons to go up or down. Once you've entered the bet, click Place Bet and Play to show the question and start the timer. Once the time runs out, click on correct if they got it or wrong if they didn't, and the amount they bet will be added or subtracted from their score. Once you've completed all the questions on the board, you can click the final question button in the upper left corner to go to the final round. This is similar to the Lucky Leprechaun, except that all players get to place a bet. Again, they can bet any amount as long as it doesn't exceed their score. You can enter the bet for each player using the 100 and 1,000 buttons to go up or down, and then click Place Bet and Play to show the question and start the timer. For this question, players should write down their answer on paper or their phone rather than calling out the answer. Once the time runs out, check each player's answer and click on correct if they got it or wrong if they didn't, and the amount they bet will be added or subtracted from their score. Once you've checked all the players' answers, click Final Scores to see who is taking home the biggest pot of gold. There are a couple other buttons to be aware of. The Home button will bring you back to the main board slide. The Reset button will reset all the scores to 0 and wipe out the main board. If you need to manually change one of the team's scores, you can use the arrows to go up or down. You can play the game as provided, or if you want to personalize or refresh the game, it's very easy to change the categories, questions, and answers. Unless you're starting from the original presentation, I always recommend you reset the score to 0 before editing by going into any game slide and clicking the Reset Scores button. If you don't reset the scores, you may get an error. To change the categories, go to the main board slide and enter your new categories in the text boxes. You can then go to each value and update the question and answer. You will see a section for each category, and when you click on a question or answer, you will see the category and value. So for example, I can go to Category 1, $100 question, and type in a new clue, and then Category 1, $100 answer, and type in the new answer. If we play the slideshow, you can see the new question comes up as well as the answer I entered. If you want to move where the Lucky Leprechaun is hidden, go to the existing Lucky Leprechaun and right-click on the slide in the slide viewer. Click on Layout and then choose Intro 100, 200, 300, 400, or 500, depending on where the Lucky Leprechaun was hidden. In this case, it's a $200 value, so we'll change it to Intro 200. Next, delete the old Lucky Leprechaun question and answer slides. Go to the end of the presentation where you will find a section called Blank Question Templates. Copy and paste the question and answer for the same value after the intro slide. So I would copy the $200 question and answer slides and then paste them after the Intro 200 slide. Then I can update the question and answer. To add the new Lucky Leprechaun, go to the category and value you want to replace and right-click on the slide in the slide viewer. Click on Layout and then choose Intro Lucky Leprechaun. Next, delete the question and answer slides. Go to the end of the presentation where you will find a section called Blank Lucky Leprechaun Templates. Copy and paste the question and answer for the same value after the intro slide. Then again, just update the question and answer. And that's all there is to updating the questions. You can see it's really pretty easy to do. So I hope this demo was helpful. Please feel free to contact me through my Etsy store if you have any questions on how to play. I would also love to hear any feedback you have on your experience playing St. Patrick's Day Trivia Tycoon. I hope you enjoy the game.